Welcome back. Hey, now it's time for Voices of Vallarta. And with me today, Seamus Byrne, in a very different set. This kind of fits you because you're a musical artist and we're over in our radio set today.
Hey, I'm absolutely delighted to be here, Brent. And this is really me. I love the walls. This is like my recording studio with all this lovely spongy stuff on the walls.
Well, we just did this for you because I wanted you to feel really comfortable today. So we're going to put you into a recording studio.
I feel really special. Thank you so much.
You are very special. Let's talk about how special you are. So I've got a couple questions for you, and I know our viewers want to get to know you a little bit. So your music obviously, I can tell by your voice and your accent, has a strong Irish influence, but you've also performed in lots of diverse locations. So how have your travels, how have your experience all shaped the way you sound?
Well, I grew up in Dublin, and Dublin has been steeped in music culture. So I remember 19, 20, walking around Temple Bar, and it wasn't bars then, it was all recording and rehearsal studios. So, I grew up with lots of great bands like U2, Sinead O'Connor, the Cranberries, so I'm kind of steeped in that tradition. But I started venturing out into Latin American sounds, and I've worked with people in Colombia and I've worked with people in Mexico now, and I try and bring, I guess, a bit of a mix between the Irish singer-songwriter sound and sprinkling it with a bit of tropical, and that's basically what I've been doing for the last while.
No, and I love it. I mean, I forget how many Irish bands and singers that I really love. I mean, you just named some of my favorite artists. Like U2 is my favorite. Then you tossed in the Cranberries. We were talking offset about the Alarm. Just really, really cool. I think they're Irish. I don't remember. That our audience won't even know. They're so long ago. So let's talk more about you, though. So you recently released your album, Blue Skies. What inspired you to write this album, and kind of just describe it for our viewers so that you get them a little interested?
Well, Blue Sky starts in a very sad place for me personally. I was grieving for the loss of my mum back in 2019, and I'd been avoiding ever recording music professionally, but something drove me. I was actually in Colombia and Cartagena for a month learning Spanish, and I decided to reach out to some local producers, and luckily enough, one got back to me, and I decided to start recording music. So it was 5 years of recording song after song, releasing them every 3 months on Spotify and Apple Music, and over time, I found creating this music that I'd written before, but actually releasing it to be very therapeutic. And so really, Blue Skies is an album of healing. And then I would say, because there's a wonderful tropical sound to it, I call it tropical indie. Okay. It brings this wonderful, rich kind of tropical vibe to it as well. So it's a happy space. The songs on it go from everything about believing in yourself. There's a song about my parents called Loves of Your Lives. And there's even a song about hurricanes that I discovered that I wrote in Mexico. So we don't have hurricanes in Ireland.
Okay. So I know that we can catch you guys, and that's amazing. I don't want to breeze over that. I love that it was healing, and I hope it's healing for our viewers when they listen to it. And I'm glad it was healing for you because it sounds like you were going through a few things. But again, we only have so much time. So I know that you play, and you recently played at Murphy's Irish Pub for a pre-St. Patrick's. You might be playing tonight, I hear. But Toys for Tots is kind of a piece of that. And I know that's really Murphy's thing, but how does it make you feel knowing that when you're performing, some of that's going to a really great cause like Toys for Tots?
Well, I think it's really important that musicians and artists in general, that we align ourselves and support charity. So it's really great to support any kind of charity, specifically with Murphy's. Murphy's has been so wonderful to me because I've been playing on and off with Murphy's for the last year, and they've really given me an opportunity to delve into the old ballads and the old Irish rebel songs that my parents and grandparents would listen to. But in terms of bringing that together with supporting such a good cause where we're actually bringing toys to children and helping them with that, we had a wonderful dinner, 3-course meal. Corned beef and cabbage was there, and the Guinness was flowing. So it was a very successful day. I played 2 sets in Murphy's, and again, today's Patrick's Day. We're going to be playing there all day and all night.
I love that. And you kind of touch this, you touch on this in your answer to your last question, but balancing tradition and innovation, because clearly there's a lot of tradition in Irish music, but I feel like you also got to innovate and keep moving forward. How do you keep Irish music fresh? Do you stay true to its roots? I mean, are you looking to go in a different direction? How are you doing it?
These old songs have absolutely amazing storytelling about your friends. They mention people. So I've been trying to make my lyrics as close as possible to real life so that people can relate to it. Now, what I've been doing for Blue Skies is working with, I guess, these tropical beats and different flavors. So I feel it's quite a unique offering in terms of what's out there. So I'm trying to innovate in that way, but I'm trying to stay traditional and true to the real Irish tradition I have through the lyrics and the storytelling. And now my direction is changing slightly as well. I'm going back to my roots. I'm going back. I have a new single coming out called Liberation on the 28th of March. And that's going back to a much more dirgy rock sound, because at the end of the day, the world's a changing place. Blue Skies came out during a pandemic when I was trying to help people heal. But now I think I'm going more in a protest songs direction.
Okay, fair enough. What's a good Irishman without a good protest every now
Yes.
and then? All right, we are completely out of time, but I just want to know, how can our viewers find you? What's the best medium that they can find you and hear your music?
I have a website, sheabyrne.com, SEABYRNE.com, but I'm available on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, all the usual suspects. If you're in Vallarta, come see me play at Murphy's.
And you'll know he'll tell you a story or two, or a rhyme or something, there for sure. So that's awesome. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Brent.
Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to be back next week with another Voice of Vallarta. But now, here's Barbara with our next story.